Okay, it says I'm live both horizontally and vertically. They are not going at the same speed though. Wow. All right, let's go. Fair to partly cloudy, I'd say. Things aren't exactly great at the moment here, guys. I have been battling a headache for the last couple hours, and it's not going away. Why is the bot not starting? Come on, bot. Here we go. Yeah, I wish I was waiting for pizza. Pizza sounds awesome. Of course, the last good pizza place they had here closed, so that sucks. Eyes deprived. I quite literally was working on web pages and I kind of got into a little thing where things were going right and my head started hurting, but I was like, I'm actually making progress here. I would not let myself take anything for the headache until after the work was done. And then I realized like how messed up that really is. Like I held myself hostage. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we are working on this rainbow bag. It's going to be a phone bag, actually, so it's a bit smaller than some of the other things that we've worked on here, which is nice. It means I get a lot more potential progress as we go along, like each day kind of thing. So, like, that's kind of cool. But I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what we can get accomplished tonight. I'm joined tonight by my lovely wife, Mandy, and yeah, we're gonna try to do this despite the headache. You guys might not realize this, but on Saturdays I try not to actually do any nodding, so I don't feel any aches or pains or stuff doing it. And I do a lot of the other back end kind of work, like the web pages and stuff. So yeah, I started doing that stuff earlier today, and yeah, I honestly I don't know what made me do it, but I'm like I wouldn't let myself up from my work uh, until till it was done before I would take something for the headache, which I kind of feel like maybe I just let the headache go a little too long, and that's why I'm like paying for it now. I kind of feel like that's like an ADHD thing, but I could be wrong. Yeah, yeah, I kind of felt like if I allowed myself to get up, I would lose the rhythm of all how I was accomplishing doing the work. Kind of weird, but I kind of like how this whole bag thing is again sort of asymmetrical. How it sort of still just works though. Like right here, we can kind of see. Let me bring this over a little bit this way. You can see that this green here is going to connect with the green over here, right? Which is pretty cool. Like it's just going to kind of come down all arrowhead like, come down and do that. But this other side is not. And in fact, it's not going to connect. And this one won't connect for a while. It'll be a while before those actually get to anything if they do at all. Um, which is just fascinating to me. Like this is I I didn't know that this kind of thing existed up until I don't know, maybe a year ago, maybe less, when I was doing the tube bracelets, noticing that doing the different ones, how they kind of came out um, with the underlying strings being the same, and it left me kind of going, wait a minute, this this might be really cool. And of course, I think it's cool. It's nerdy, but I like it. I think it's really neat. Oh, did you see if there is a Bert stream tonight?
I don't see it.
The oh, YouTube says it has an excellent connection. Welcome. On a bigger project like this, I really have to be cautious to make sure that I keep the tensions really good. It would be really easy for this whole thing to get sloppy if I got a little bit inconsistent, because you're dealing with what you're doing now versus what you're going to be doing hours from now, or even days, even like might take a while to get all the way around or something. So I have to be cautious, make sure everything's nice and tight. The bluish kind of, what is it, like a bluish green? Is kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool how it like progressively changes the longer that you're a member. Like the final version after, I don't know, ages, it turns into a rainbow, which is pretty cool. But like each each different marking or whatever, it kind of as it progresses on, it changes. I think it's really neat. Stop, we're gonna stop all night in the neighborhood as it feels like gonna stop. Yeah, so that's yeah. So Rainbow joined a little bit later on. She had been originally a Patreon supporter, and we did away with the Patreon because I just couldn't offer as many benefits. So yeah, it changes the longer you're actually a member. And if you're a member, you get your like name up on the videos and stuff when I roll the thanks, which is kind of cool. I think. I'm trying to do the best I can with the membership thing. If I could think of other things to do, I would. Just checking. I'm trying to make it so that way with like the longer string wins on these where it hits the same color. So that way I'm always using the longest string possible. That way we maybe don't have to add string later on. It's just a phone bag. I should be able to get away with not having to add string, but we'll see how it goes. So overall, I'd say doing pretty good. We finished the other bag. That turned out pretty awesome. I cut it off kind of early. I mean, it could have gone longer, but I kind of like the idea that ended at the end of the year and that we were starting this new project for the new year. Oh, because of the scrubs that the dentist wears? Minty fresh. Right. I don't know if you saw this earlier. So when we started this thing, I kind of talked about it. but the actual loops on this project come in 4 different designs. So the kumi that is the loop is, each of them are, well, there's 4 different ones. There's 10 loops. So there's some have 3, the other ones have 2. And the pattern that each one has correlates with which each of the segments are. So like this one was pointing upwards. So the other up that goes with it are the same loops. I think that's kind of neat. It's the same length. Man, I've had this song stuck in my head many times. So it looks like I have 2 right-handed ones next to each other. I think that's this area over here is going to be a little bit trickier. I'll have to like go all the way through it before I can come back the other direction. Unlike this little area that pieced together real easy, I think this other area is a little bit tricky. Need to kind of rotate this. And so one of the things about when you're working with a project with so many strings is keeping the strings that you're not working with kind of tucked out of the way, so that way they don't get entangled with what you're actually working on. It's everybody's always like, how do you keep from getting tangled? Well, part of it is just kind of keeping strings in check. Keep, like, there's a whole big pile of string that's sitting over top of a hook. on the right or on the left hand side here, and then just using kind of care as I work along with the other strings. So yeah, it's two rights next to each other, and that are both in between ups. Little change in direction now. And there'll be a little diamond, and I can bring these all down for a longer row. Try to put a little knot at the end of my string here. Okay. This is coming together kind of quick. I now have a long row going to the right. I can work. So I wouldn't say this is like an easy bag compared to like some of the other ones we've done. Like there were definitely like very beginner friendly bags in the past. But I'd say overall, like you don't have to be, you know, a super seasoned veteran to be able to do this one. Um, if you can do arrowheads, you could do this. So I feel like this is close to being a beginner friendly. I just don't think zigzag knots are what beginners are necessarily that good at, but intermediate, yeah. The only thing about a project of this size is it's going to feel huge when all of your bracelets are, you know, I don't know how many strings the average person is doing, 24s, 32s, stuff like that. It's going to feel huge compared to that. But as long as you kind of come to the conclusion, there you go, right? So, like, you just have to kind of go with this idea that you just know it's going to take longer to make this. You know that this is weeks or months versus hours or days. And once you kind of get into that mindset, like that it's not a big deal, it's just taking me longer to do it. Um, yeah, it's fine. It'll do it. You know, we went with the 10 loops because we kind of estimated out the size. We could have possibly have done it with 9, but the idea of having a nice even number like 10 just sounded a whole lot better. And this way it'll fit a little bit more than just a phone. You can carry maybe one of those little packets of tissues or something with you. Or maybe something else. I don't know. I don't know what you guys keep in phone along with your phones, but right. Well, I have a bum bag or a fanny pack, whatever you call it, and like the contents of that are like absolutely insane. There's like stuff for all kinds of. I have needles. I have some dental floss. I have nail files and nail clippers. I've got all kinds of stuff. Like in case of an emergency, my bag is fairly well equipped. I had a lady search my bag because when it went through the metal detector, she's just there's so much metal. Yeah. Uh, My I had a fidget spinner in there, all kinds of stuff. Those guys just don't appreciate somebody who's prepared in case something goes on, you know. And then if they get a little hangnail and they're wishing they could take care of it, you just won't have the stuff there to help them. So, huh. I feel like when some of these guys take scissors, I feel like they're not doing it out of the fact of protecting general safety or whatever else. They're just doing it because it's irritating and showing dominance. I don't think there's anybody in their right mind is thinking that you came up there with scissors to attack them. Like I had the kind of scissors that it looks kind of like eyeglasses and you pull it out and then they fold out this way. I had, I flew to Thailand with them in my bag, no trouble. Thailand coming back to Singapore, confiscated. Like, if Singapore wasn't worried about them, what are you guys doing? Like, but again, I felt like it was just a flex to show that they can do it. Yes, leading people to speculate that Mary Poppins was in fact a Time Lord. You know, that whole bigger on the inside thing. Yeah, it just means I have to go get some new sharp ones. not, not exactly hating that idea, but I've had them for a long time, so I guess I would feel a bit bad about that part of it. Kind of wondering when I can take some more Panadol. You wouldn't happen to have a clue on that one, would you, honey?
Hello?
There you are.
Oh, weird. When did you take it?
You were watching the guys play tennis when I took it. I came in the bedroom.
Um, that was like half the day.
Yeah.
So that could be anything. But basically 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah, I feel like it's been at least 4 hours. I'm pretty sure. I don't suppose you'd be nice and bring me some.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks, sweetheart. I forgot the neck fan. I don't know how long it took us since I rotated it, but I thought I gave it a really good rotation. And this row is the last I can do without having to rotate it again. So I kind of feel like this is making quick progress. Not quite halfway around, but a lot of progress. Hang on. Oops. We got really lucky last week with when we finished this on an even note, which made for really cool videos that I shared on uh, Reddit, and I think I did it on Instagram as well. I think it was looking pretty cool. It's weird when you're trying to do the spinny video, like spin it around so you see all the sides. Um, if it's not done all the way even across the bottom, if you only get like halfway around, um, it just makes the thing kind of lopsided and weird. So I don't know if we're going to be able to hit the same kind of ending here tonight or not. I'm not sure if I really need to. Like, it is kind of cool to do like the weekly updates, but at the same time, like, it's nicer to see like bigger progress because I'm only working on these during the live stream, so that way you guys get an idea of like how long does it take to actually make one. You'll be able to like count up the live streams and multiply it out by 3 and figure out how long it takes. Mind you, might take a person a little bit longer than it takes me. I've been doing this for a really long time. So don't get discouraged if what I do in 3 hours, if it takes you 4 hours or more or whatever, like don't feel bad about it. It's I just have a lot of practice. We have a this was a up, this is a right, this is a left, and then we have a down. We definitely shuffled this pretty good. So this left and right are making a down in between them. I've already got my mind trying to figure out what is the next bag I'm going to make. I think it's going to be another one of the no yards, because I got a friend that wants one. I just got to find the right colors for her. Might also include the need to get string. I don't know if we have enough to actually pull off another bag without especially getting more string. So back to the idea of like maybe if you guys are going to think about making a bag, I honestly suggest whatever pattern you use, it be a pattern that you're super familiar with and that you're super comfortable with. Like for me, doing this pattern here, it just feels really supernatural because I don't even have to really think much about which way the strings are going or how it just kind of, I know where the rows are, I know what's happening. It seems really easy. You kind of want to have something like that. Otherwise, it's just really hard. Like, um, one of the people I know making a bag is doing the one where you do one knot to the left and then one to the right and one to the left and one to the right. That has got to be the most tedious project ever. That's got to feel enormously hard. And it kind of makes sense that the project is taking a really long time. It would be hard to be motivated to sit and do that, you know, hour after hour or whatever. And rotate it again. Sorry, I keep getting really quiet here, guys. I'm honestly, I mean to talk more, but my head hurts, and I'm just trying to keep doing this and see how it goes. Yeah, we're definitely beyond the halfway point because here's where we started over here on the right, and we got over to here on the left. So just a little bit to level this out. Which way to go? I guess I'll start over here. Oh, I know something interesting we can talk about. So the Chinese zodiac has 12 different animals that you can be and four different elements, right? Four or five?
Hi.
Five different elements. Five different elements. So basically, you only get to be your particular animal and that element twice in your life. One is the year that you're born, and the other one is when you're about 60 years old. Unless, of course, you're like me, who got born right before the Chinese New Year. So basically, for most of the year, I will be 59 years old with my zodiac sign, like being the exact one and stuff, which is kind of cool. There, all the malls right now have decorations for the Chinese New Year, so there's like horses and stuff everywhere. And Mandy and I are considering getting some tattoos. Mandy's a dragon, like the coolest of all the zodiacs, you know. And I'm a horse, which is we're going into the year of the horse. But I'm a fire horse, so that's kind of cool. I used to think I was a sheep because the the Chinese restaurants in America will show you like what year um, each of the different zodiac symbols were, and so like um, if I had been born a little early, little later, I guess a little later, I'd have been a sheep, but I was a horse. My birthday came in just before changing over to the sheep. Cool. A water dog seems really cool.
Hog, not dog.
Or water hog. Oh, sorry. In my headphones, when it read it off, I swear it sounded like it said dog. Water hog. Okay, cool. Wait, is hog a nice way of saying piggy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, my natural mom, I was adopted, so there's a difference between my mom and my natural mom. My natural mom was a hog as well. Um, the the bonus is it's a very revered animal in China. It's thought of being as being really smart and whatever. I don't. There's no capybaras. It would be cute though. But yeah, they're revered for being really smart. In fact, they eat the various ham and whatever else, hoping that they will be smart like the hogs. So I don't think that most of the signs are considered a bad animal. The only one I can think of that would be probably a bad sign is probably the rat, because you know that's not the kind of animal you want to have around. Although pet rats are kind of cool, but it still comes down to like most of the time they're calling pest control to deal with them. So this is the third week for this particular bag, which is kind of crazy. Like the first week we made the loops, joined, the bits, got them all ready except for one. last week we did the last one of those and then joined everything together. And this is the first week of actually just going at trying to add it further down. Hey, it's just string things. Hello. But I was saying, this is like the first week of just trying to see how much we can get accomplished. It feels like a bunch. Well, thank you. How's your bag coming along, by the way? Never going to get finished if you don't get at it. Right. Yeah. Adding string really takes so much out of the momentum. It really does make it a lot harder to continue on. Absolutely relatable. I try to make it easy on people. I try to give everybody the best tips on, picking patterns, how to add the strings, how to get motivated. I definitely feel like you could have picked a way easier pattern. It's the one that's every other knot changes. Sort of like a, oh, what do they call that? Where it's like a weave. Yeah, your bag. Plaid, that was the word I wanted. Nightmare, kinda. Yeah, it's in the Discord for sure. Pretty sure. I just never like starting my bags at the bottom because then what are you going to do with the strings at the top? How do you make them all kind of go away? I've only we've only done one bag like it, and it just I don't like it. But that's just my opinion. Right. I I saw a post when somebody asked the question, when did you um stop taking, well, I know I'm not allowed to talk about the stuff itself, but when did you stop smoking? And they said they stopped smoking because he accidentally muted the movie and had started crying because he thought he had gone deaf. Decided that he couldn't. It would be the end of that partake thing. Oh, that's awesome. You can't understand it because you need a nap. That's awesome. Oh man, first time that kid goes out in public and hears Spanish, they're gonna be like, "Uh-oh, going down, guys." Yeah, right. No. So I know the Backstreet Boys from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Um, I know that scene, but I've not seen the Japanese dub. It does sound like it would be pretty funny. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to see it now. Right. So it's kind of a gamble here that I'm going to try to do the 3 row and the 5 row again. But I kind of feel like we can almost get all the way around at least. We'll see. Yeah, this pattern is just going to be amazing. Right. Tell you what, the arrowhead bag will be a whole lot easier. This will feel like a cakewalk by comparison. By the time you finish that mermaid bag, you're not going to want to carry it around with you because it just took so long to make it. It was so intricate or whatever. So hopefully, like the arrow bag will get some love, get some actual usage. Right. This is interesting. This yellow coming down is going to come down and it's going to meet up with the yellow that's about to form here. So it's going to meet up around here. And then it's going to come, the other side of that is going to drop down and it won't meet up with the yellow until this one finally becomes a yellow, which will be probably way down. That's kind of what this asymmetrical pattern is doing. It's just making it really crazy.
Two hours later.
Yellow. Why was what's funny about me saying yellow? What did I do? Why is Mandy got a be right back thing? Am I just stupid? I didn't notice. Like, did she just not remember to put it back after the?
I'm back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I don't see you. It's got Mandy will be right back on the screen. There you are. Has that been all the way since the time you brought me the aspirin?
No.
Oh, I did not notice. Concentrating so hard. So it's funny to hear me say things, huh? Eh. It's been what, 15 years since I've been in Michigan, so maybe less Michigan, maybe more Singaporean. I don't know. Mix of mix of the two. Usually people try to get me to say the Singaporean things. Across? What? I'm learning new things about my audience. I'm not sure that I was prepared to learn that you guys listen to like these things just to hear me say certain words. We need to make bingo cards for me to of words that you guys want to hear, and then you guys can like mark them off. Oh, he said across. Look at that. What? Uh, no, I'm not going to start getting all self conscious and worried about how I say things. We're going to bring you some wine. Around and like we used to. Ah, I have no problems with it. All right. Staying after dark. People think I'm crazy. Stumbling on, shuffling through the street. Asking people, what's the matter with you, boy? Sometimes I say to myself, sometimes I say, Aw, that's awesome. That would be cute. Maybe he's trying to figure out how to do knots so he can make that mermaid bag. Right. He's probably thinking that's pretty rough. Hey, have any of you guys got ads? that'd be question one. Question two is, did it go to the side? Like my latency is set to like average or basic or whatever, less fun. But the only reason I'm doing that is so that way the ads will go to the side instead. And it really sucks if that's not working. Aw, that's kind of cool. See, it's not supposed to do that. Yeah. Hmm. Huh. So weird. Mm, that's a possibility. I don't know. I've been trying to do with the things that they say. There should be a vertical stream right now as well. They told me, oh, well, if you didn't get the notification in the bar or whatever, like, then it probably doesn't work for you yet. Okay, so I let it slide. But I got the notification like 8 days ago, so it should have been working the last live stream. But I figured I'd give it some time, let it try it on this one, and it's still not working. So I don't know what that's about. I wanted the vertical stream because it it gets out to like more people, so like there's more chance of people discovering it. Because the people who like, if you know, I don't know. I just feel like if people discovered the channel and saw how cool it was, maybe they'd come around more often and hang out and whatever. Like just take a snippet and then loop it like the DJ does. Uh, I really want you to get the equipment that you need to make that happen. I'm all for it. Across. Oh, it's hilarious. I'm wearing the Don't Break the Kevin shirt right now. Speaking of across, I'm kind of hoping that we get all the way across with this. We've got, what, like 30 minutes? I don't think it's going to happen, though. Yeah, we'll definitely not finish this whole row. That's okay. I had a turntable like device that plugged into the USB a computer back in like 2001. It was pretty cool. It wasn't professional grade or whatever, but you could mix stuff and scratch and do a bunch of things. Had a bunch of buttons all around it, so you could which button you hit brought in the sound clip associated to that button, so you could bring things in and out. It was pretty cool. So if we don't make it all the way around, do you think I should still do the weekly video and like post that on Instagram and um, Reddit, or should I hold off a week and see where we're at next week? I guess I could just do it on the Not Just Knots thing. I know that recently I got a new subscriber to YouTube because of Reddit. Somebody discovered my work and thought it was pretty cool, and came over, left a comment over on a YouTube video saying that they found me because of Reddit. So that was pretty cool. Oh, right on. That's pretty cool. Sometimes I feel like the trying to post stuff on all the other social medias is useless, and then I find out that like you joined because you saw something on Reddit. That feels pretty cool. Yeah, that's kind of a thing, I think. I think that's one of the thoughts is like, how is that possible? The other thought is he crazy? When you see some of the bigger projects like the pillows and stuff. Yeah, there's right. Understood. I'll take it. That's because you started making a bag. Always can use more floss. I kind of don't want to order more floss because the every time we do, we end up getting a lot more because it's cheaper when you get more. So I end up needing a little bit for something, and then we get a whole bunch. I would love to see if I could actually like use up all the floss that I have. But the trouble is I won't necessarily have all the colors to make a bigger project or whatever it is I'm like trying to do. So I end up still needing to get by floss anyways. Is that the the all the previous videos that you've been watching of me for bags, or have you got like other patterns in there as well? I guess you got to get working on the mermaid bag so you can get started on some of these other projects. I'm like the big project enabler. Like I have total faith that you guys can do it. All you gotta do is put your mind to it. You'll get it. Right. The no yard ones go kind of quick. They've got some good segmenting to it. I've got to make another one. Mutual friend of Mandy's and I wants one. The grayscale was supposed to be for her, but she wanted something with more color. Yeah. You start tying bracelets with your feet, I'm going to be really impressed. Actually, the way to do it would be more like those people who play multiple chess games where they walk around the tables and they make a move on each one of the boards. I'd like to at least get across over here. I'm really going at it. Can only go so fast though. Maybe I will get this row across here done. That's not bad. It's not all the way around like I'd like, but it's still a lot of progress. We made it all the way around once, so to get most of the way around the second time is pretty cool, I guess. Yeah, I did like a 3 and then the 5 all the way around once, and then this is trying for the second time. Kind of thought it was almost possible because it was almost an hour and a half to get the first part done. This bag is so much smaller than the last one. It just makes it so much easier to get all the way around. Look, there's only that much more to go from here to here. I knew I was going to be kind of close, but that's a shame. But it's a lot done. We got, you know, quite a bit. Yeah. Feels like a bit of progress tonight. Thank you. A new button? Like a button that you poke, or like a button that you sew on a clothing article? What button? Like the like button? What were we talking? I'm so confused. Yeah.
AWOL, you have to get to Bikini Bottom and help Sandy. She got her strings in a bunch again.
It's new if you haven't been here in a long time. All right. It's all good. I'm finishing the little row where it's the 3 knots. I know that it's already past one. I'm supposed to be done, but we could at least get this little area a little further along. It'll make the video a little bit cooler. We still have a small segment that didn't get done. That's okay. I'm not Not the end of the world. I'm really liking how it's coming together, and I can kind of see some of these elements of where, like, this yellow kind of came here, connected, whatever. But it'll be a long time before we see another yellow from over here. And where that connects to will be even down further down. It's just going to be crazy, guys. I am really excited about it. Thanks for hanging out with me and making this a fun live stream. It's been a fantastic night. You guys are awesome. I'll be back next Saturday to finish up this row and see if we can't do 2 more on top of that. So fingers crossed, and hopefully no headaches. So yeah. Anything else? That's about it, right? All right, guys. Thanks for everything, and as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.